Everyone. I just wanted to make this quick video. I'm not sure when I'll be able to make another video. It turns out that we have a lot less time than we anticipated because I have to be induced due to my high blood pressure. I'm okay and the baby's okay. It's just a precautionary because if I continue to have high blood pressure, it can affect the blood supply to the baby, and so it's much better that they're safe than sorry. Um, I wanted to thank you for your kind words for my last video. I appreciate it. We're very excited, and so at the same time, I can't wait. I wanted to make this video about what's been happening with time. I'm sure many of you have noticed that it's jumping forward, it's jumping backward, it's speeding up, it's slowing down. It's just absolutely crazy. Which definitely is not a good thing for people like me, because time is not usually on my side at all. I'm usually running late. If I'm lucky, I'll get somewhere I need to early and have to wait, but at least I'm where I need to be. Like yesterday was my baby shower, which was planned really late. Unfortunately, my sister and my best friend were planning it, but they're both busy bee Geminis that always have a lot going on anyway. So it was planned not as accordingly as they would have liked. They wanted to plan it much sooner, and thankfully, you know, it was before I had to be induced. um, but I swore that I had enough time. We got up early, we got ready, I showered, I put on makeup, and then we look at the clock and oh my God, we're a half an hour behind. And so I was a half an hour late to my own event, and I was really embarrassed and I felt bad, especially for the people that weren't able to stay as long as they wanted to in the first place because they had other things they needed to do that day but still wanted to be able to make it. So yeah, there's a perfect recent example right there. I've had plenty of other incidences before that, particularly on my breaks. My 15s, I always try to make sure that I do the math on my phone, even though it's not really that difficult to eyeball 15 minutes. I always make sure that, okay, this is the time that I need to clock back in. But there have been a couple of incidences where I've gone over a good 5-10 minutes and swear up and down that I had that time. And I'll get scolded and I'm like, but I looked at the clock a couple minutes ago and it was this time. Like, how did that happen? And, I'll be really embarrassed, and, I won't really be able to have an explanation that they can understand. Um, but what can you really do? So I always try to plan like an hour, half an hour things way before I need to, just to make sure that I have, that extra time to play around with, because I don't know what's going to happen. There was one incident where I woke up at a certain time. I got in the shower and then I get out and there's been a whole half an hour chunk missing, and I can't figure out where that time went. It was really creepy. I mean, I remember, like, I was wondering, I'm like, did I, like, black out? Did I have a seizure or something? I even went to the doctors and told them, and they're like, oh, well, you probably just lost track of the time. If if it happens again, let us know. That kind of thing, because it's not a regular thing that happens with me. So, it really didn't give them much to worry about. I mean, you know how doctors are anyway. It has to be something really bad, really serious for them to take it seriously, not just, oh, I lost a half an hour's worth of time. But yeah, I mean, it's just really creepy when you know that you did something at this time and you can't explain where that time went. So I don't know if there's anything that you guys have had happen where you have a certain amount of time that has been missing. You know, I can name countless times where, I was supposed to be getting ready for something and made sure that I had a certain amount of time planned out to get ready. And, yeah, there are certain times where I'm a little bit slower than I would like. So I always give myself that extra time anyway, because I can't always be as quick as I want to. Sometimes I'll look at the clock and I'll be able to rush and get out the door. And then there are other times that I'll be like, oh, okay, I have this much time. I don't need to worry. And then I'll look at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, I was supposed to be out the door 10 minutes ago. And I'll just grab my stuff and run. And then usually I kick myself because I end up forgetting this, that, and the other thing that I needed. And then there won't be, that I won't be, there won't be anything that I can do about it at that point. I had one friend that swears up and down that she was supposed to be one place at this time, and then she looked and the time completely changed. And I've had that happen too with my schedule. I've looked at it and I've like double checked and make sure that I was supposed to be into work at let's say, for example, 9:30. And then I'll get there and my boss was like, you were supposed to be here a half an hour ago. And I'm like, no, I wasn't. And then I looked at the schedule and it completely changed on me. And I'm like, but I swear, like, I open my calendar book and I have that time written down. And I'm like, I knew that I wrote that down, but it completely changed. So, you can't really trust, like, what is on that piece of paper. You can't really trust what's on the clock. It's just, I don't know. There's really not much that you can do about it. I mean, how do you explain that to your boss without sounding like a nut? You know what I mean? Or somebody that's just completely irresponsible. You try so hard to be punctual. You try so hard to be responsible, and then it comes back and it bites you. There's also another thing that I wanted to bring up while I'm doing this video and while it's on my mind, is things popping out of thin air. Not just houses like I was talking about in the last video, but for example, yesterday, me and my fiance went out to breakfast, and he has long hair. It's about down to here, and he always likes to tie it back when he's eating because, he's kind of a messy eater and he doesn't want to get food in his hair. So, he was looking for his hair tie and he didn't have one. He was all frustrated. He was like, damn it. I thought I had like 5 hair ties in the car just in case I needed them. And I'm like, I thought you had some there too. That's kind of strange. Thankfully I had an extra one in my purse that wasn't a scrunchie. So, we go into the restaurant, we get finished eating, we come back out to the car, and he gets in the car and he's getting ready to put the keys in the ignition. He looks at his lap and there's a hair tie. Just out of nowhere. He's like, where the hell did that come from? Like, I looked around and I saw no hair ties. There's one sitting in my lap. And how did that get there? And I'm like, wow, that is kind of strange. It's like it came out of the air. And, it kind of reminded me of something that happened to my friend when she was in a room with her boyfriend. She had out a notebook or something like that. And this little rubber band ball fell out of the ceiling and landed on the notebook and just popped right out. And she's like, did that just come out of the ceiling? And her and her boyfriend really didn't know what to think. Like, where is it raining rubber bands? Like, doesn't make any sense. And like, I've had objects in my house, like, be in one place and then, all of a sudden they're on the table or on the counter or in just this really bizarre place where there's really no reason that it would be there. I used to kind of blame it on ghosts or something because in my old house I had a ghost that used to like to move things around on me and kind of mess with my head. Like, I'll be looking for like a pair of socks that I had where the socks usually go, and then all of a sudden they'll be on my bed, different things like that. Um, but it's been happening a lot more lately. And then when my friend told me about that, like it's just falling out of the sky, it kind of makes you wonder if there's something else going on there. But I don't know. If you guys have had any experiences like that, definitely let me know. I'd love to hear them. I got to get ready for my ride to go to my appointment. So wish me luck, and I'll try to make another video when I can. Thank you. Bye.